Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, but also how we're going to fix it together. And my brothers and sisters, tonight we're going to start breaking down a few of the details around the assailant in Maine. Now, this is an extremely sensitive subject. I do not like having to dive into this deeply, but because of all the pressure and all the vitriolic responses we've seen around the calls for gun control, I'm going to lay out a few things that are coming out from the New York Times, of all places, and you tell me if you think the themes and the patterns that we continue to see are all about an inanimate object or maybe something else is there. Everything will be linked into the description box below, and I can't wait to hear from you guys in the comments on this one, and please send this one out because this is another example of exactly what we're always saying. And of course, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn the notification bell on. We are distributing freedom twice daily, and we'd love to have you along for the ride. And the content today is brought to you by American Hartford Gold. And brothers and sisters, with everything popping off around the world, wars cracking off, we've got inflation issues, we've got stock market volatility, we have cash concerns, we have oil concerns. It's a good time to take a look and at least know your options with American Hartford Gold. They are dedicated to offering gold, silver, platinum coins and bars for your investing needs. Whether you want to do it delivered to your door or you want an IRA, Roth IRA, 401k, TSP, they've got options. This is something you guys should check out. At American Hartford Gold, they aim to educate clients about investments in the precious metal industry, strive to provide unparalleled customer service built on trust, integrity, and absolute transparency, while holding a goal of achieving 100% customer satisfaction. Click the link in the description or call 844-727-3199. That's 844-727-3199 or text Langley to 65532. Again, that's 844-727-3199 or text Langley to 65532. All right, my brothers and sisters, one of the things that we talk about on this channel when we look at these horrible instances is we start to pick up a few themes. Now, naturally, the left, because their policies are tied to this, they go directly for gun control every single time, nonstop. Don't wait for any details. Don't wait for anything to come out. Always immediately utilize tragedy to dive straight into gun control. Doesn't matter any of the details because they'll just fill that in later. And that really is irritating. I'll be quite honest with you. Because it's a disservice to the victims, it's a disservice to the Second Amendment, and it's a disservice to the American people. This is something that's really disgusting and needs to be stopped, and we need to fix these problems. 100% agree. But when I'm about to read you what I'm about to read you, you tell me if you think the themes that we pick up again are all about an inanimate object or something else might be going on here. Let's get into this. Again, everything is linked. This is from the New York Times. Maine gunman disclosed he had mental health issues. Gun shop owner says. Okay, well, that doesn't sound great. Well, let me just read a few of the things out of order, these two pieces of information, and then we'll go into some details. In a statement, the FBI said there was no information on Mr. Piece of Filth in its background check system that would have prevented him from legally purchasing a gun. So the background check system, the guns and everything was legally purchased. We had mental health issues. Are you starting to pick up theme? Oh, and by the way, the police were aware of what was going on. Let me show you. The staff at the gun shop waited until Piece of Human Filth signed the document before declining to give him the silencer. Piece of Human Filth, in response, was very cordial and very polite, the gun owner said. In September, Sheriff Joel Mary of Sagadahoc County sent an alert to all law enforcement agencies in Maine after learning that Piece of Human Filth had made threats against the military base he was assigned to. The sheriff said in an interview on Saturday, it remains unclear whether other police agencies saw the alert. Again, what are the themes that we've seen this year when these tragedies happen? Cleared background checks, legally purchases guns, has mental health issues, police were aware, FBI had no idea or was aware. The themes that we're picking up of failure are not the Second Amendment of rights of Americans. The themes that we're picking up of failure are the consistent no one is doing anything to help the public safety until something bad, horrible happens, and then the call is immediately to ban guns when the entire time you could have addressed the issue by answering an all points bulletin. This has happened consistently this year alone. All right, now, let me go through a few of the things, because remember, I hit on something right there. The gun shop declined him the suppressor he was trying to get. That almost sounds like gun shops did the best they could to stop him when he shouldn't have had something, doesn't it? That's not what the left will tell you. Okay, now let's keep going. Now, this broke about an hour ago, 2 hours ago from the filming of this video. Nearly 3 months before a piece of human filth did what he did, in Maine, a gun shop declined to let him complete his purchase of a firearm suppressor after he disclosed on a form that he had mental health issues. Well, that form's a 4473. That's what the left will tell you doesn't exist. Guns background checks are non-existent. Well, he actually failed one. And the gun shop owners said, no, you're not getting anything. Again, that's kind of flying in the face of exactly what happened here, what they tell you happened here. Now, the purchase attempt is one of the first indications that human waste acknowledged mental health issues. ABC News first reported on the purchase attempt. Now, listen to this. Here's some other red flags that we've talked about. Again, the common theme here is not the firearm. During a recent visit to a National Guard training facility outside Peekskill, New York, Human Filth, an Army reservist, had a run-in with an official and was later evaluated at a mental health facility, according to a senior law enforcement official. But the Maine Commissioner of Public Safety, Michael J. Sawchuk, said on Saturday he had no information to suggest that this guy had ever been forcibly committed to a mental health treatment. Are you picking up the theme? One more thing for you. When this guy tried to pick up the gun silencer, he admitted to having mental health issues on Form 4473. If you were not familiar, 4473 is the ATF form that allows you to do your background check, which goes through the FBI. Form 4473 is a federal document that must be filled out and signed in order to retrieve guns and firearm equipment like a suppressor, and it is used to determine whether someone can complete the purchase. So in closing on this, and I did that kind of quick, ran through it fast, but are you guys seeing the theme here? The theme is not the Second Amendment being the bane of all existence, because if you think back just off top of our heads, you think back to the Michigan incident where we had horrible things happening in a college campus. Exact same thing. Police have been called multiple times, had a history of mental illness. Parents were saying don't do this. Police were involved from the parents. You go into this instance, you had people calling police, FBI, and military staff to prevent this from happening. It all fell on deaf ears. I just showed you it was even in an all-points bulletin, Maine-wide, and nothing happened. So before we start going down the road of, you know what, we should ban the rights of every single American, all 330 million adults in the United States, maybe we start looking at the gaps and the pitfalls that continue to occur instead of immediately jumping to leftist talking points with vitriolic, profanity-laden tirades on Twitter that have no benefit whatsoever except to amp up the pressure when there's clearly things that we can talk about right here. And that's what I've got for you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.